sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, man, I am throneless. I have no throne, Smiley.
I know, so sad.
I have no throne. No throne. But I do have a Topo Chico hard seltzer because that's who sponsors this podcast.
As always, the delicious Topo Chico.
Yeah, there you are. You there? There you
I
are.
am here. Chris here was a little worried I may not show up for today for some reason.
Hey, we were up, dude. We were up till I got home at 3 a.m.
Likewise.
So yeah, so we were up late doing the telethon for the Cardboard Playhouse, so they can put a down payment down on a new theater.
I think we were calling it a streamathon.
Streamathon.
But yes, that was our festivities last night.
Did you see the outcome?
I know, I didn't.
Okay. Well, when we left at 3 in the morning, they were at $72,000, which to me was astounding, and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty amazing." I looked a little earlier, and they were at $101,000 and something dollars.
They made their goal.
So, Cardboard Playhouse, you're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I can see all the good work we did paid off.
You're welcome for the $200 you made during the 2 hours we were on at midnight to 2.
I'm sure everyone just kept looking back at the footage of me kicking myself in the head, and they were like,
Yeah.
that's worth $50 more bucks.
That's. We'll introduce our guest, and then we'll talk a little more about that. He's a writer. He loves the comic books. He's also. Are you the only owner of the?
So co-founder. So
Co-founder?
It's me, and then Don Baker is the local CGC guy.
Okay.
So he's the
We
he's
have
the other partner.
Mark Fenton from the Southwest Comic Book and Creator Showcase.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Man. But yeah, so during the telethon last night for $50, Smiley agreed to kick himself in the head.
And I still could.
And because he used to be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
It was like his party trick,
It was a party trick. You're like, you want to see something dumb?
Yeah, pretty much Smiley. He grew up with like Steve-O and those guys, you know.
I mean, that's no lie. Yeah.
All right. You're not going to lick your paw.
No headaches or anything after a while? Like after 3 or 4 kicks, you're not...
I can actually knock myself out. At least back in the day, I was like, if I can get like one good kick, I'll be like, look.
You probably shouldn't say that out loud because you may get some people like, hey, $50, man. Let's see you knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was funny though, because like we're up there, and like all night long, it's like people doing like kids like singing songs from like different plays and
there
whatnot.
There was a storyteller right before us.
There was a storyteller telling like a bednight story, and then we're up there like, Smiley's gonna kick himself in the head. Here's some green chili sauerkraut malort. Drink it. And I don't think they were ready for it. And then he kicks himself in the head. He tries once, and he was very close. And they were like, "Oh, wow!" Like I think it shocked them that he was close. And then he did it, and it had like that.
It's got a very
like
good
visceral
sound.
like clunk, and people were like, "Oh!"
It's a hollow like thunk, and we were like, "Oh no!" I was like, "You want me to do it again?" No.
Yeah, they were like, "No."
You've traumatized us enough. Please don't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yep."
And immediately, like I was like, "We're here to derail the money." So yeah, and then we had green chili sauerkraut malort. Have you ever heard of malort before?
I have. I've never tried it, and I'm kind of terrified, but I've heard. Yeah.
But we
don't listen to this guy. It's the devil. I only took one shot of that, and I almost threw up on stage.
Yeah, but I have to say, there's like maybe 2 shots left in the bottle.
Oh yeah, they were going to town. They thought there was some sort of new. They're like new treasures.
Yeah, there was. So it's so funny. It was like supposed to be me and Smiley up there, and like we had more people on stage than in the audience.
Wow.
I think we had like 8 people on stage. I don't know. They just kept coming up, and I was like, I guess you're a part of the thing now.
Yeah, we had 6 on stage,
Yeah, 6,
the whole time. And it was cool.
Yeah.
They brought a lot of energy.
Yeah, I didn't have to talk hardly at all, which
You
is
guys
great.
didn't do like a We Are the World thing where you all get together and start singing.
We
on
wanted
the
to.
stage and-
I wanted to do that. I just really went for the green room. That's where I was, because they had a stock. They had so many donuts. I didn't eat any donuts, but they had a lot, so I was excited. I went in there, and I was like, "Ooh, this is I'll rate it an A for green room. It was nice. It was fully stocked.
Nice.
The decor was not there. It had the kitchen feel to it, but still, there was nowhere to sit.
I left with Peeps. I mean,
Somebody rated the 50% off Easter stuff.
Yeah. There you go.
oh, yeah, probably.
So you're a comic book writer,
Correct.
And you write other stuff too, right?
Yep.
What are the big books you've written for?
So most of my stuff is independent.
Yeah.
So written a ton of self-published stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've written for Blood Moon Publishing, and we actually had our book optioned with Paramount
Really?
for an animated series through there. Written for Antarctic Press, Action Lab. Working on a Western right now with Alex Regal, who you'll see in El Paso. He'll be in our show too, but he'll be in El Paso.
Oh, okay.
And we're pitching that right now to the bigger publishers.
Nice.
It's tough now because the publishers now, when you pitch it,
Yeah.
the first thought is, TV, film. Would this carry over? And
Really?
and could
Like
we-
they go right to that
yeah,
because Disney owns Marvel and.
yeah. And
No,
then-
I guess that's their moneymaker at the
Yeah,
moment.
and
They're all, is this comic gonna be a movie? Because we would love that.
Yep, and like one of the publishers we pitched to, we went through the whole process. This is the story. This is what we want to do. Showed went through the characters and stuff like that. And instead of talking about hey, okay, well, let's get a schedule, they were like, oh, well, I think this actor would be great for that role. And I think, I'm like, could we just start at the bottom and work our way up? Can we get this book out there? But yeah, I have a
Get me Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Is that how they get him on the phone?
yeah, get him on the phone now
Yeah.
while we got this. But my background is creative writing. My degree's fine arts creative writing, and so I've written on TV shows, film stuff. We talked briefly before the show. Like I've written for WWE.
Right. I had no idea.
When I was at Full Sail, we had WWE Next.
Yeah.
And we did it. We filmed it at the school, so
Right.
all the film kids got to do that stuff. We did the writing stuff. I'm actually working now. Can't say much about it, but a friend is doing a pitch to Adult Swim, which I didn't even know was still around, and so I'm in the writers' room on that for him for what he's working.
Oh
on.
yeah, that's
Oh,
Rick
badass.
and Morty, and
Yeah.
what is the other big one that's
So Smiling Friends is ending.
That's the one that's
and then,
ending, yeah.
Yep. I think that's their big one now. Regular shows coming back. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Fans of that.
and
but-
then Venture Brothers ended, and
Yep.
Oh, come on, man, keep up.
I said it ended. I said it ended.
A while back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just love that show so viciously.
Yeah.
I wish there was more of it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Venture Brothers was the best.
The
Yeah.
Monarch. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, cool. But when you wrote for WWE, what was that like? Okay, so were you like writing storylines?
So it's not exciting. It's like a writer's room again. And so
Yeah.
it's more, 10, 12 people, whatever. Everybody's pitching in. You don't necessarily get credit if your idea is the one that kind of comes out of it.
Right.
It's, it came from the room. It came from, the group and
Ah.
going together like that. So it's fun. I mean, it was a good learning experience. It's always good to do that. It was cool to meet the other writers and stuff like that and stay in
But
contact.
you're like, okay, so they're dating, right? They're dating, but he keeps looking at this other wrestler lady, but he's like telling the one he's with that he's like, no, I'm with you, and then you're like, okay, but then later down the road, she's gonna, slap him in the face, and the other woman's gonna. Is it like that kind of?
Kind of, and it was funny because it's probably why I never wrote for them again. But like, I would date myself in the room, and I would bring up like they would mention a wrestler, and I'd be like, "Oh, you mean Junkyard Dog?" And they're
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"They're like
yeah.
who?" And I'm like, Junkyard Dog, remember him? And these were all like, younger, newer people that were, like, well, he's not in Next. And I'm like, what do you mean he's not in Next? I'm like, remember Macho Man and Tito Santana? And, and it got old after a while and they got tired of it. So
you were just messing with them?
Yeah, I was just like, these were my wrestlers, like when I was growing up.
You're like, okay, we got a guy who's Native American and he comes out in a headdress, because that's what they would do, and then we got a guy that by day he throws the trash, and then at night he wrestles. Yeah. That was the 80s right there.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun, and you have to have fun with that stuff, especially when you're in the writer's room, because it really is just you think you have this idea and you think this is going to be the one and this is great, and it just kind of gets thrown into a pool, and then it's like, okay, this is this person's idea, this person thinks this, what would work best, who's a heel, who's not a heel, who's going to turn, who's going to how is this going to be not soap opera-y, but how's it going to be, the story going to work and stuff like that.
Well,
nothing wrong with soap operas. I grew up on that.
How will people react to this is kind of like what the big thing is, right? Yeah, because I deal with I don't get to write any of it. I've written a little bit, but not much. But, it's interesting. And then they got to... It's funny because people think the wrestlers do it, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
They're like actors.
Yep.
Yeah, they tweak their character. But someone else gives them that character.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little. It can go either way. It's one of those situations where they can come with it. I don't know. WWE likes to give it to them. I don't know. They don't like to have the wrestler bring their own. They don't want that, which kind of sucks.
And it's disappointing because as a kid, I thought these were their real characteristics. These were really how these people work.
No.
If I saw Macho Man out on the street, he's going to be, hey, brother.
Ooh, I don't know. I think he might have been
I think he was a little bit that way. That was back in the day. Nowadays, no. They're I've had Nick Nemeth in here. I can't remember what her name was. There was another I had some of the TNA people in here because they were coming through and they came by. Very weird, that they were in here. But they're so different. Most of the time, they're not like it at all. They're super nice and just normal people. And then they get in the ring, and everything is hyperbole. It's accentuated. They're everything is crazy big movement. And it's all stage. It's all stage because when you perform in a play or whatever, they're always do it bigger.
You got to see it,
so everyone can see it, and that's what it is. That's the it's
you need those cues so you don't boo at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Right, Smiley. But so what TV shows have you written for?
So
are you allowed to say?
Yeah, I mean, I did the writer's room for a couple NBC shows when I was at Full Sail.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can give. They weren't anything big. There was.
I was going to ask, I wonder if I was any on those. They weren't big shows. I worked for NBC for a while.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Did you ever write for the night shift?
I acted on the night shift.
Oh shit!
So I was a stand-in and background. Yep.
We might have been on the same set.
Yeah.
Nice. I played a day shifter, so I was there for the transition scenes.
So it's funny because since I've been in New Mexico, I met my friend Nathan, is one of the directors here. And he's like, oh, you should look into this background acting stuff. And he's like, you get paid, you get to eat. It's not, you don't do a lot. You just sit around and wait. And
the food is the biggest benefit.
Yeah,
You're all,
yeah.
oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah. And I was like, cool. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And the first time I went, it was for the show. I don't even think it got picked up. It was Easy Money. And it was the sister of Roseanne from that show. They ran a pawn shop.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
And I get on, I go to base camp and then first time and I'm nervous. I'm talking to people. I get on the van. It's all old people. Older people. And I sit down next to this guy and he's like, oh, your first time? And I'm like, yeah, first time doing this. He's like, oh, this is all I do now, man. I'm retired. Get to go eat. He's like, these son of a bitches though, us old people, we get called maybe once, twice a month because they don't need old people all the time. And I'm like, man, do I really want to get into this? Because this guy's making it sound like it's,
Oh, you can't listen to those crusty guys, man. Like they're all they're gonna do is gripe.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much fun stuff you can do in background. Like
Yeah.
you can be like, I made up my own character, and the director's all, well, actually come all the way to the front.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in 2 scenes.
But the funny thing was, though, like, so, Nathan told me, pay attention, just watch what they're doing, listen to them, and I did. And then I got typecast into, like, a cop military role.
Oh.
So every time they would call me, like, I worked on The Space Between. Like, oh, we want you to be a Colorado State Trooper. I'm like, oh, cool. I worked on the night shift. They were like, hey, we've got this Black Ops military group, and we want you to be one of the military guys.
Oh
And
man,
I'm like, oh, okay.
and that getup is so uncomfortable. I'm so sorry.
And we had the guns, and it's funny because, like, on Better Call Saul, like, the last season, I worked more than I've worked on, like, anything in my life. And I was, like, an Albuquerque cop. I was a stand-in for Howard. I was a stand-in for Julian. I was a stand-in for, like, all these people. But, like, on Saul, they wouldn't give us guns. So you wouldn't see us below, you wouldn't see below the waist. The night shift, though, they're giving me, I got a gun here, machine gun on my back.
Oh,
got,
yeah.
2 guns in my hand. Like, like.
Wow.
Oh, that show was great. They're like, hey, before you get done with your thing, we just need a nap in that thing. No, something didn't show up. Oh, I can just take a nap over there? Yeah, but don't be, like, big about it. You're supposed to be just a comatose patient or something, but just be in the scene. I love that show.
Yeah, I mean, it's been nuts. I worked on Pluribus when we shot that.
Oh, no, you got to work on that? That's awesome.
Yeah, it was nuts because the first time I shot was when we went to the VLA, and they rented it for the weekend.
Oh.
And so there was a sign on it saying that it was under maintenance or something. But
That's what was going
yeah,
on.
but we were, like, there for the weekend, and it was nuts. Like,
That's pretty cool.
that's the only show I've been on where I didn't get a side script. I didn't get anything. Like, they didn't let us know anything about it.
Oh, Pluribus? Yeah.
So there's
Yep.
they just when you show up for the scene, they're all, here's some pointers.
Yep. And then they gave us a fake name. It was Wicario 339 or something, I think.
For the show?
Yeah, the chair said it, everything. Like, everything made it look like that was the name of the show.
Like Blue Harvest.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is not Star Wars.
I know.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, the first thing, like, movie-wise, big that I worked on here was Avengers. Like, when they shot the Avengers.
Smiley was on Avengers too.
Nice.
I
I was at the overnight shoot at the Academy, way out past Rio Bravo, like out there.
All right.
So it's the beginning of the movie when the shield base is imploding.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we shot. And then it was funny because, again, first time on a big movie thing, they take our phones, they put them in these lockers.
Oh, that was my first time ever.
Yeah.
So-
It was nuts. They put us in the cafeteria and they're like, we got an emergency meeting. We got 2 helicopters tonight, so we got to have helicopter training. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, well, Sam Jackson's coming in on this helicopter and the camera helicopter is coming in behind. And so you just got to be aware. You got to know what's going on. And then when we're shooting, like, there's, there's dirt flying everywhere. Don't touch your eyes. Don't touch your eyes. You're going to ruin the set. You're going to ruin the scene. Don't touch your eyes. And they give us these,
We're not reapplying makeup. Don't
Yes.
touch your face.
And they give us these empty, like, equipment cases. And with the wind and stuff, your arms going up. And they're like, no. They're heavy. They're full of stuff. Keep your arms down. And so, like, you're running and you're like, well, shit, I got to hold this down. I can't rub my eyes. What are you going to...
Yeah. That's awesome. But you were in Avengers, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Like,
The kid in you had to be like, whoa.
It blew me away because
Yeah.
that was before, the director... Whedon
Josh Whedon.
Whedon.
got through stuff. Yeah, went through his stuff. But
He was way up high on his horse at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all the good stuff
he
done.
was, but I mean, to see him, like, I was just wandering around between takes and stuff, and he was out there on the ground looking at camera shots, stuff like that. He talked to me for a few minutes, which was super nice.
Nice.
Sam Jackson was there. That was the time when he was downtown all the time, and people were, like, rushing downtown to try to catch him at one of the
Right.
bars and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Avengers was huge.
Oh, that was great.
And then I actually met the casting, the lady that does all the casting for Marvel, and talked to her. And so after that, like, I worked on Infinity War, Black Panther, Logan, which was shot here, part of it.
Black Panther was filmed here?
No,
Oh.
that was in
Atlanta, right?
that was in Atlanta, and
So
we
you-
were in Jacksonville at the time. Yep.
Oh. Did you still live here and you went?
No, we were in Jacksonville. Yep. Yeah, my wife's a nurse, so
Ah.
she went to the big hospital. She's gonna kill me because I can't remember the name of it.
Oh.
It's in Rochester too. But they have the bigger hospital in Jacksonville. So we went down there. They recruited her down there to do some.
This is
some
knowledge I
research
do
and
not
stuff.
have.
So yeah, Marvel was huge in Atlanta at that time.
Oh yeah.
So I worked on Preacher when that was here.
Okay.
For season 1.
Yeah, my friend Alex was in that.
They filmed Scalped, Jason Aaron's book.
Uh-huh.
The pilot was here. I don't think it went anywhere.
Wait,
they
really?
filmed that here. Yep.
I didn't know they ever made that into something.
Yeah.
That's a messed up comic series.
Yeah, just the pilot, and I don't think it went anywhere.
I don't know if I'm happy about that or not. I mean, there's a lot of you could make that into a series, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever read it before.
No, I never even heard of it.
Yeah.
So you have a background so growing up you were like into comics like big time, like I saw your grandma like would buy you comics.
Yeah, I think I got the same story like everybody does. When my mom was working, I'd be with my great grandmother.
Yeah.
Go to the grocery store. Don't want to be that 10-year-old kid walking around the grocery store with the old lady.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I'm gonna go up front by the manager's office, and there's a comic spinner there. Just start looking at stuff, and I knew the characters, like the bigger characters. So, we started out with, okay, you can get one comic. Like, all right, cool, got one. Read it. A couple weeks later, hey, can I get 2? Well, if it keeps you out of trouble, I guess you can get 2. Kind of stuff. So, it was cool. I've always loved, for comic wise, just that combination of seeing, the artists bring this stuff to life, and finding artists that are, unique styles, and some stuff is realistic, which is cool, and I like for certain books. Cartoony stuff is cool too.
That's what drew me in.
But it's just
I
So-
remember the comic spinners,
Yep.
and I was always like
Oh yeah.
Sergio Aragona's like Grew the Wanderer.
yeah.
Grew the Wanderer. Yeah.
I'd
Heck
be
yeah.
like, Mom, I want that. If you ever see this anywhere at the store, just pick one up for me.
Yeah.
It will make me so happy.
Yeah, because he would just go in and kill like everyone.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter who they were, and then he would be like, "You're welcome."
Oh, well, no, and they have this like intro. They always have the intro page where it's basically the people writing the comic book bantering with each other. Like, I loved that. Like, I knew who like Stan Sakai was because he was there like in the intro, and Tom Luth, and it really made me like love the comic more. And that was my big intro, like from grocery comic books.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was like grocery comic books were like Grew the Wanderer, Archie.
Yeah.
Archie. I remember there was so many. You'd go to the grocery store, and there would be like the regular Archie comic, then like Archie Digest,
Yep.
and then like there was like 5 or 6 different.
Jughead gets his own.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you're just like, what in the hell is going on? And like I feel like the Archie like story is the same. Like every comic has the same storyline. It's like, is he gonna date Betty or Veronica? Jughead is dumb and likes to eat a bunch. Reggie's a bully. Like that was like the story like all the time, right?
Yeah, but that was still Spider-Man too.
That's bad. Well, all right. So what were your comics when you were growing up?
So for me, it was more superhero stuff. I think the big one for me was that really got me in was Marvel and DC did those crossovers they started with, and then they did one with Teen Titans and X-Men.
Yeah,
And Walt Simonson drew it. Chris Claremont wrote it.
Chris Claremont, man.
But
wow.
it was just, you had Darkseid, you had the X-Men villains, you had characters I knew. Like I knew Teen Titans, I knew X-Men. And so that book to me was just like, oh my God. And I got lucky because I grew up in Ithaca, New York, which interesting enough is like Little Hollywood. They used to shoot the black and white Tarzan and Little Rascals there because we have like a lot of big hills and the gorges and stuff are there. And so we had a small comic show in Ithaca, and I think they're still going. I think this is like their 40-something
Wow.
show. Yeah, and they had they were lucky because we were like still 3 to 4 hours from New York City, but they had access to these creators. And so like before I even knew it, who they were, Frank Miller would come through.
Wow.
John Byrne would come through. the Simonsons would come through, and like, I was younger, I got autographs and stuff like that, but I had no idea who these people were. I'm like, oh, you write Daredevil? Oh yeah, I write Daredevil.
Cool, I
Oh,
like that one.
Could you just sign this book? Having no idea that it's Frank Miller.
When we were, I mean, I don't know, I'm 51. I don't know how old you are, but like
right there with you.
Okay, when we were kids, you didn't like the Marvel was like the comic book and the character were the hero and like were like the celebrity, and you didn't know like the writers when you were kids. You didn't know, like you had no idea. And like I've gone through this thing and I've gotten in arguments with people about this. Of course, they're way younger than me, but they were like, yeah, like the Avengers have always been big. And I was like, that is not correct. Yeah. And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, well, in the 80s, where most of these stories come from that they're using right now for all the movies, 80s and 90s, the Avengers were like not that big at all. Like, because like when I was a kid, like I had to explain this to my friend. I was like, look, when I was a kid and I got into comics, like Iron Man, Thor, all those were like,
my mom bought
that
those
was like
ones.
the old stuff. They were like, antiquated. They were kind of like, but like I was like, it was the edgy stuff. It was the X-Men.
Yeah.
It was Wolverine. It was, and I said then, Frank Miller, DC had the force, the Frank Miller came in and DC was like, we want to take Batman from the campy, 50s, darken it up. And like, that was like, like one of those moments in the industry that like changed things,
sure.
And I was like, yeah, I didn't read Thor. I didn't read Iron Man. I didn't read The Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk a little bit.
Captain America?
Captain America. I didn't read that.
Seriously, like that was like, it was weird to like have an overlap with my mom. My mom's like, I like Captain America. He's fighting Captain Zemo
He fights
now.
the Nazis. Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
What? This is history? I'm not trying to learn right now.
Well, and I was trying to explain this to my friend. I was like, look, the reason why the Avengers are big, I mean, there's actually a reason. I was like, it's because Marvel was going bankrupt, started selling off their IPs that were like popular. Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
X-Men. Weirdly, the Fantastic Four, because they're kind of in that like old school, like Thor and all them,
Yep.
And I said, so when it came to the point where Disney had bought them and they were like, well, we want to make movies, they didn't have a lot of choice. Like there was like the Avengers, there was Iron Man, there was Hulk, there was
How about our B-listers? Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, and can
we put them all together? That's the plan.
Fortunately, they did a great job with it because like Iron Man, I was like sitting there thinking one day when I went and saw it in the theater, I was like, wow, it's so amazing that this character who I found boring when I was young translates so well to the screen. You know what I mean? But yeah, were you like reading like Iron Man and like Thor and?
No, it's weird because like the beginning for me, my dad read like war comics.
My dad did too.
He read the horror stuff.
Oh,
and then he would read like Batman Detective.
Ah,
so out of the three, I picked. There's one that I really liked. Horror stuff, I didn't either. Yeah, get with the war stuff. I was like
Sergeant Rock.
Yeah,
my dad always. I have one around here somewhere. My dad had bought it at a thrift store. Before he passed, and so I have it around here somewhere because I was just like, "Aw," but it was one of those things where you were like, "Well, this isn't exciting." Like X-Men was exciting. Yeah. X-Men was like, I was like, they're friends, but they just disagree.
They play softball on the weekends. What do you?
He's like Malcolm X, and he's like Martin Luther King. It's so gritty,
Yeah.
Wolverine, he kills people. He's so troubled,
But he's really this little short,
yeah.
hairy dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor Canadian.
He loves Jean Grey, but she's with Cyclops.
And he's an alcoholic. What is?
Yes. Oh, yes. And then then you throw in like the Punisher, and especially when Garth Ennis got a hold of him, and then Garth Ennis came in, and that was a whole nother like wow,
Yeah.
It made you feel as a kid like, oh, I'm reading adult stuff. I'm like, oh,
yeah, for sure. I'm
doing adult things, and it's one of those deals. Like, so it's really interesting to me, like how the Avengers got so big.
Mm-hmm.
But they did it. I mean, they did it right. Like that original, like from Iron Man to Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's probably one of the greatest, like long storytelling.
Sure.
that's ever been done in movies. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then ever since they're like it's like this. It's like, man.
Yeah, it's sad. Like I used to get so jazzed for those movies because you knew at the end there was going to be some kind of tie-in to the next. Who's coming next? You know, what's going to happen next? Yeah. And then you sit there after the movie's over, anticipation for 15, 20 minutes as the credits roll through, and you're like, oh my god, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? You know, and then it got to the point where they just left that stuff hanging, and it's like, are you ever going to come back and let us know what's going to happen with this person?
Right.
No.
How do you feel about because I mean I'm really feeling like Doomsday is kind of going to be like a little bit of a reboot of it all, like a restarting, like a relaunching.
Are they doing Secret Wars first, or is it Doomsday?
No, Doomsday comes out December.
Yeah, December.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really?
And then I was having to explain that to someone. They're like, "Well, is Doctor Doom that big in the comics?" I'm like, "Doctor Doom is very big."
Yeah.
I was like, he's mainly a Fantastic Four villain, but he crosses over like Doctor Doom is like the guy. If you're a comic book reader, he's that dude that walks in the door and needs no introduction. You go, oh shit!
He has his own country.
Doctor Doom is here. Fuck, shit's about to get real. You know.
I mean, he was like Black Adam was that for a while. He's like, he's got his own country. Like he's actually a world power.
Right,
not just a regular superpower dude. He's like he's got like political things on his shoulders, and he's all like, "What are you doing? No, tariffs."
But I mean, if you're reading, I don't know, like Daredevil, and all of a sudden Doctor Doom shows up, you're like, "Oh shit,
Daredevil's screwed."
Yeah, Daredevil's got no chance.
What's Daredevil?
I'm sorry, me and my ninjas got to duck out.
Right. He's gonna kill everybody.
Someone called the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Well, and like the thing that trips me out about the Fantastic Four thing is like, I don't feel like okay. Everybody's like, they failed with that. The first couple failed, and then the third one came out and it failed, and the fourth one's subpar. And I always look at it. It didn't do that.
Is that popular opinion?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. Sorry.
Okay.
The last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the newest one.
Yeah. I liked it. I mean,
right, but commercially, people are like,
I think it's tough with Fantastic Four because it's like,
I think you're about to say what I was about to say.
You think everybody knows the origin of the Fantastic Four, but it's like there's always going to be people out there that don't. So you have to weigh that in. Okay, are we going to look at that? Are we going to show them how they got here, or do we just jump in and say, okay, we're here. This is what they do, kind of thing.
Well,
so
and the problem I have with people's complaints are, I'll say, well, what was the wrong with the third one? It was clearly a sack of shit movie, but like the first two, Jessica Alba. They were fine.
I loved those.
And people are like, yeah, but they're very vanilla. And I'll literally turn and look at them and go, it's the Fantastic Four.
They're a family.
She said, let me show you this movie from the 80s that never actually came out.
Oh, that one I would love to see, the Roger Corman one.
Oh, you can watch it. You can watch it online now.
What?
Yeah, you haven't seen it yet?
I have not. I would love to.
They gave us a link at like one of the last Comic Cons we were at. You can watch it online now.
I want to see it. But like, I literally look at people and go, when I was a kid, I didn't read the Fantastic Four. It was like, I mean, there's people who love it. I get it. But to me, it's like, it's wholesome. It's like, but I mean, when they started bringing in Franklin Richards and doing that, then it started like, but I was fine, like learning about it, not by reading it. So when those movies came out, I was like,
everything I know about the Fantastic Four is when they showed up in the X-Men comics.
Yeah, right. Or like Spider-Man had the black suit on, and Reed Richards had to blast it off of him, and I was like, well, that's what Reed Richards would be doing, right? He's super smart, And the Thing is disgruntled again,
God damn,
but I mean,
chunky face.
But I wasn't like running to the comic book store. I can't wait to get the new Fantastic Four edition. It just wasn't my,
Oh, they have another kid.
Yeah. Did they?
No. I remember when Franklin Richard came out. I was like, oh, the family's growing. Is it the Fantastic Five?
When I would read like a Fantastic Four story is if it was in What If.
Sure.
That is a series that I loved growing up. Mm-hmm. And then when they made the TV show, I was so excited. And then I watched it and I was like, I don't like this. I want the What If stories from the,
comics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't want the zombie one.
Yeah.
Because zombies are hot. They're hot right now. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's just weird, like watching all these stories that we grew up reading.
Sure.
And like they're gonna do what was the one you mentioned?
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, yeah.
Secret Wars, and I'm like, oh, are they gonna? But I didn't know because I stopped buying comics in the '90s. I didn't realize they rebooted Secret Wars in the comics and redid it.
Yeah.
So
I had to go back.
A Hickman version.
Yeah, I had to go back and read all. I went and I did the thing that you do nowadays, and I watched YouTube where they told me the story.
Yeah.
And I was like, yay.
Oh,
So I don't know. I think is that the one?
You don't get any of the art that way.
I know. I did. They do show the art.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
They do. Yeah, they do show it on those. Like they'll show. That's what they use is to tell the story. But like they do a kind of condensed version.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, because I remember the first comic I ever bought, or I think I got it somewhere. Like someone gave it to me or something. It was a Secret Wars 2 comic, and I was like, oh, what is this? And then the first comic I bought was Havoc and Wolverine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that had great art.
Yeah, it sure did. And it was all about, what was the nuclear power plant?
Yep.
Yeah, Chernobyl. Because, it was one of those things. It was great. So, as somebody who grew up in that, you're now part of the industry.
Sure.
What, so we got to grow up. There was Marvel, there was DC. There was a couple of little independents like Malibu.
Yep.
Was Dark Horse, were they independent back then?
So Dark Horse, this is their 40th year,
Yeah.
I think. So they may have just been
Yeah.
coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think I started. I remember when they were after Malibu. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like early '90s, I want to say Dark Horse started showing up.
Yeah, and I remember Image when Image started,
Yep.
and that was that you talk about change the industry. That was a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
Image, and
I
then
used to just wander around rambling and ranting about Image. I'm all those motherfuckers broke everything. I just want my stories.
well, and then you have DC started Vertigo and
Yep.
yeah, all that stuff. So how do you feel like that? That was in the '90s. Like, how do you feel the industry is now? I mean, as a person who's kind of on the inside of it a little bit, because you're independent.
Yeah. So I think it's the availability to get your stuff out there now is great, and it's a lot better. Like you can, at this point, you can make your book, put it online for free for people to see. You can, what they did in the '90s too. You can go to Staples and print out your ash can and get it out there. So I think there's opportunity, to get your story out there so people can see it, to talk to people. I think some of the publishers and stuff are a little bit more approachable now than they may have been back then.
Oh, yeah.
For unknown people, not for like an industry pro going into Marvel and saying, hey, I'm looking for work. But I think as like an independent, back then you probably had no shot. If they didn't know you, they didn't know your work, it's like that. It's probably hard to get, your stuff in for them to see it. But I think like now, just with, online, with all these, all these options, Kickstarter, like we've had successful Kickstarters, there's nothing like that. When I first, it's funny because like when I first decided that, this is what I want to do. Like I said, I want to make a comic. I want to do, tell some stories. I love the art stuff of it. I was living in New York City, and back then Wizard World had these big shows, big conventions, and they had Wizard World Philly. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to drive down for the weekend and check it out. And that was right at the time that Marvel was going through their trouble, and then Marvel Knights came out.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
And so Jimmy Palmiotti, Joe Quesada were going to be there for Marvel Knights Daredevil. And so I had some of the books, and I went down to the show, and I walked around, and I'll never forget it. And I love Jimmy to death. He's been nothing but like the best to me. I'm walking the floor, and I'd never met him before. I didn't know him from anybody. And he's standing outside of his booth. He was with Phil Noto, and he was just talking to people and just like, hey, how's it going? How do you like the show? How's it? Whatever. And I'm talking to him, and then I realize who he is, and I'm like, oh, I brought Daredevil stuff, man. I love what you're doing. He's like, oh, awesome, man, cool. What are you doing later? And I'm like, I don't know, nothing really. He's like, well, if you want, come down to the the bar area later, and we can talk some more. I'm like, all right, cool. So I came down, talked to him, told him what I wanted to do, told him some ideas. He liked my story ideas, and it was like, I'm like, oh, great, this is awesome. Next day, he had a panel I went to, talked to him some more. Gave me his email. He's like, shoot me some of your stuff and let me know what you think. I'll let you know what I think. And at that time, like, I didn't know scripting for comics and stuff like that. So I'd written my comic as like a book,
Right.
And so emails it to him, and I'm waiting in anticipation. I'm like, oh man, I hope. And he comes back and he's like, I like the story, I like the characters. He's like, but you wrote this like a book. Sends me one of his Jonah Hex scripts, and he's like, look at this, look at how I broke stuff down, I paced it, follow that, and then let me know what you think. And so I did it, and he's given me feedback like ever since.
Oh, that's pretty
fantastic.
badass. Yeah.
And I see him at shows. We're really, my family's really good friends with him and Amanda. I still send him stuff, get feedback from him. So I think the industry itself is great. I think the majority of the people in the industry are super nice, and it's not a competition. It's more of, they want to see everybody succeed, and they want to see everybody tell their stories. And they want to see everybody, do well.
Is the comic book? I don't even know. Is the comic book industry doing well? Like, is it, because it goes through ebbs and flows?
Right now it is, but it's like blind bags, variant covers, ratio variant covers. So it's like the collectability piece is still there. I don't know that a lot of what percentage of people are reading for the stories.
Oh,
I think
sucks.
it's the flippability is one of the bigger things.
That's that
too.
whole like Pokemon card.
Whatever keeps the stories going, though. There are people that are still just out. I mean,
yeah, it's that whole like collector, like where you have like on Netflix, you have the King of Collectibles, and he's like, I got the rarest, the Superman. You've got that. Are you a Superman fan?
So I think you have to be. So many characters come from Superman. Like, I literally got in an argument. Like, I was on a podcast, a YouTube show talking about our show coming up, and this person was going on about Invincible, and I said, I love Invincible. I said, but you wouldn't have it without Superman.
Sure.
What do you mean?
It's a play on Superman.
What do you mean? I'm like, dude, he's an alien. His father's an alien. It comes from another planet. I'm like, how many stories do you think come from that concept of Superman?
The story wouldn't make sense if you hadn't already known what Superman is.
Well, hold on. Did that person not read comic books? Because literally that whole story. Now I've never read Invincible, but I've watched the cartoon. That whole first season, where the Superman character, when he kills the League of Justice people, whatever they're called, they are all literally a riff on the Justice League. One is like Wonder Woman, one is an Aquaman, one is and I'm like, do you even read at all? I mean, you don't even have to. You just have to know enough, right?
Yep.
And it's that whole flip that gets you into that series, because you're only a few issues in. You're like, oh, I see.
Yeah, he's Superman, but he has a family.
Yeah.
And it's a fleshed out. It's a little more fleshed out. Oh, wait a minute, he's a piece of shit. Okay.
And that happens so early, in the first 10 issues. You're like, oh, when's the next one come out?
Oh yeah, and you're absolutely right on that.
So, but it's funny. It's one of the things I love though about comic community, because sometimes it's just doesn't matter what you say, what you do, what facts you present, and people are just like, no, that's not true.
Well,
no, that's not.
All right, as a comic book fan growing up, I found Superman boring.
Sure,
I found him, he's the perfection. He's the
Sure, doesn't do anything bad. Doesn't
right.
Never,
That's why I was a big Batman guy.
Sure.
For DC, it was Batman. I thought Batman couldn't and it's interesting. I've met you see all the people here on the wall. No matter who they are, they will never ever be on the same level of the first celebrity I ever met, who was Adam West.
Nice.
Yeah. I was 12 and I met Adam West, and I begged my mom. I was like, please take me. He was at a college at the university in a town near mine. So my mom took me, and they showed the original Batman movie. Sometimes you just want to get rid of a bomb, and and it's really interesting because as time has gone, when I was a kid, he was not seen as everybody's like, oh, he was the old campy Batman. And then now, as time has gone on, everybody, you talk about Adam West, everybody's like, oh, wow. And then our friend Junior was his agent near the end, and I was like, you were Adam West's agent? I was like, tell me,
I didn't know that.
For Comic-Cons, I'm like, tell me stories. Tell me, I got to hear, And he was like, oh, he was just really cool. And, he would tell all these stories about, all the women he slept with, in Hollywood. And I was like, it's pretty amazing. But, like, for me, like, what jump-started that 80s was when Batman was coming out. The Michael Keaton.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yeah. And, and it's weird because, like, I've been having this conversation at work because my coworker was like, he's like, I really like those Nolan Batmans, and I was like, I think to me, they are probably the better of all of them. But I literally leaned back and I said, but have you seen The Batman? And he goes, no, I haven't. And he goes, I kind of avoided it. And I was like, you shouldn't. I said, because it leans more towards the Detective Comics Batman. Sure. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, the criticism is he's, there's not as much action in it. But I was like, because he's in this one, he's more of the detective. There is action, and he watched it and he goes, I'm going to admit, he goes, the emo parts are where I didn't like it. But he goes, other than that though, he's like, it was fantastic. I was like, yeah, I thought it was really good. Did you like that one? The Batman?
Yeah, I mean, I've liked the majority. When you get into the George Clooney stuff, it gets kind of iffy.
Oh yeah, we don't. Once we hit Val Kilmer, we were like, that. You know what? I didn't see Batman Begins in the theater.
Wow.
Because I was like, do we need to keep going? Are we gonna just fucking ruin this character? After Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Oh, I was such a huge Christopher Nolan fan.
Yeah.
Like from Memento and
yeah.
What was the
I was
one,
wrong.
The one with Robin
right.
Williams. I was waiting for. I was like,
1 hour photo.
1 hour photo.
Yeah.
And so this was my idea. I was like, Christopher Nolan sold out. This is it. I was all screen nerding out, and then I watched it. and I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan saved Batman.
Do you ever do that where you're like, they announce like the casting for something like that, and you're like, and then you watch it and you're like, well, that was fantastic. That was Heath Ledger for me.
Yeah.
I was so wrong. I was like, no.
Yeah, I was probably the same. I didn't know what to expect.
I was like, the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, when you look at what his password.
Yeah.
You didn't see him in Knight's Tale?
No, because I avoided that movie too.
Oh, that movie is so good.
It is. I finally watched it about a month ago.
That long?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I've probably watched that like 50 times.
I know. All right. I know.
There's like the cast is amazing.
So now when they announce people for because when they announced Robert Pattinson as Batman, sure. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, no.
Because when they said Paul Dano as the Riddler, I was like, I like Paul Dano.
Yeah, that intrigued me, and I was like, I could see it. Yeah. Like look at his face and stuff, and just
and then when people complained about it, I was like, well, what do you? Okay, we saw Jim Carrey's Riddler, and I mean that's comic bookish.
Sure.
I said if they wanted to make it a little more in like if it's in the real world. The Riddler's going to be a serial killer, and he's going to leave riddles to
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of genius,
Yeah, he's going to seven that shit out.
Yeah.
He was like a modern, which I liked. It was a modern take on that.
Yep.
And then the mask. At first, I didn't think about the mask at first either. I'm like, is it going to work? But I mean, I liked it.
I liked it. I thought it was fantastic. I don't know. Yeah.
I love that was Paul Dano's like idea, and like later on he's all, I wish I had made that. I had to wear that mask the entire time.
Oh, probably
I was like,
sucked.
I bet he should have his mask. And like everyone's like, yeah, it's a good idea. And then I had to wear the mask the whole movie. I was like,
I don't know what Tarantino's problem is. I think Paul Dano's great.
Yeah, I think he's great.
I do too. We'll talk a little bit about the Southwest. We're getting into nerddom here, but you're the co-creator of Southwest Comic Book and Creator Showcase, and we'll get into that in the second hour if you're willing to stay.
Yeah, for sure.
And but yeah, what did you think of the new Superman? I have ideas. I heard the complaints about that people said, and I don't agree with them at all. But
I liked it overall. I think again, it's one of those things where it's like, do you spend the time to go through an origin that people probably already know,
right?
And then you're gonna get those complaints of people saying, "Well, why did you waste all this time? I already know how Superman came and stuff like that." I like that Gunn brought in other characters.
Oh yeah,
to build on the DC universe right off the bat. I thought that was huge.
And two of my favorite characters too.
Yeah.
Just to boot.
Who would
Yeah.
that be?
Oh, Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner, yeah. That Guy Gardner.
And
I
Mr.
mean,
Terrific.
Mr. Terrific, both great. Yeah, I was not familiar with either character,
No.
and it made me, and I feel like this is a good outing then, because once they did that, once I saw it, I was like, well, now I want to go know more about those
Sure.
characters,
Mm-hmm.
and so I did. I went and sought out,
Yeah.
You want to borrow some of my Justice League International, because that's some good reading right there.
no.
You sure? Batman punches Guy Gardner, knocks him out in one punch. So.
Oh, it's
Really?
so
Yeah.
it's so good. And we're like, what did I miss? Oh no.
Well, Guy Gardner, yeah. I thought he was fantastic. I'm excited for the new and it's already the thing that just the toxicness of fandom, where they just released the trailer of Lanterns, and everybody's like, "Wow, fuck," blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "You haven't even seen it
Yes. Well, why does that costume look like that? Is that dirt or is that is it
Yeah.
miscolored? Is that
yet." Yes, yes. I'm like, "Oh my lord." I don't know. Like, it's weird because like comic book fans are pretty bad. Star Wars fans are like a whole other
Over the top,
level
sure.
of toxic ridiculousness.
Oh, it goes back even further.
Ah.
You want to talk with some Tolkien fans? They have decades of research going
yeah.
on behind them, and you're like, I don't know. I guess you're right.
Yeah, but I mean, wrestling fans also pretty bad.
Sure.
It's an interesting world we live in, where you have these people that you have someone who created something,
Sure.
and then you have and then they get trashed for taking it a direction that people don't like.
Yep.
And it's like, or didn't already in their mind
Sure.
project. Well, that's ridiculous, you know.
Yep.
And it's really tough. It's a tough world. So I mean, you almost you're like, well, I hope this creation takes off, and then you're like, well, it took off, and now people yell things at me in the street, stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
I mean, have you met like your fans and stuff?
So I've talked to people that have read my stuff, and I always get feedback, and I listen, and I try to offer my take on why I did things a certain way, why did the story go this way, what my mindset was, with the story, what I wanted to do with the story. It's funny because the Western Merciless book that I'm working on with Alex, it's set like in the 1890s. It's kind of like I guess the easiest way to describe it is like Unforgiven with a female lead.
Oh, nice.
But it was like when I pitched it to Alex, he was in, and I'm like, there's a lot of Western tropes though. I'm like, there's a lot of, racism. There's a lot of, things back then that just didn't, that happened. And so when I do this stuff, I try to find like real time stuff from those times, like real things that were out there and stuff like that. And so I look at when was El Paso established, when was Albuquerque established, when was these
Right.
places established, and then I look to see, because we have Native American characters, we have an African American character, we have a wide pot like that.
So
And
you're doing the history behind it. Or like the
not
research
so much,
for
yeah,
it.
not so much the history, but I put those pieces in there so that it fits, so that I try to make it as realistic to the time as I can. And so I don't want someone to be like reading it and like, oh, they didn't have trains at this time. Why are you putting a train in there?
I was going to say, well, Albuquerque wasn't even established at that point. This is the stupidest thing I've ever read.
But
Took me right out of it.
It was funny because I told him, like, we have all these Western tropes, and so I researched the Ku Klux Klan for that time frame to see what was it like, what was it, and so I screenshot these pictures and stuff, and I sent them to Alex, and I'm like, we briefly have an encounter with them. It's nothing big, but this is what they would have looked like, and it was like burlap sack with like a black stripe down it or something, and I guess Alex wasn't thinking about it or whatever, and I get this message, and he's like, well, what the hell did you send me? And I'm like, dude, this is what it was like back then. I'm like, dude in overalls, no shirt on, burlap sack over his head,
Right.
and that was your racist people back then. But it's
I did not know that. That is frightening as all get out.
Yeah, it is.
So if somebody came to me and talk about the book and was like, hey, why did you do that? I'd be like, well, it fit the time. In that time frame, this was happening. So
right. This is I know what people like, the icons that people associate with but this is that was not period correct.
And our main character is a Native American lady.
Actually.
Yeah, that's what I should be like. But it's our main character is a Native American girl. Mm-hmm. She's with a Native American guy, and so they get to this small town, and the sheriff is like, do you own this guy? What do you? Why would two Native American people like to show up at my town? And basically, they're collecting bounties as they're on this journey.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to cash in a bounty, and the sheriff's like, yeah, right. What are you people really doing here?
Yeah.
And then they have to stay in the town, and so the sheriff like calls up the boys, and hey, they're at this, they're staying at the stalls down here, so we're gonna have some fun tonight, type of stuff. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break here. So you have the Southwest Comic Book and Creator Showcase coming up. It's next weekend, right?
It is, yes. Yep.
Is it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
So Friday night is we do our VIP event. So each year we sell 25 VIP packages, and then
that's a lot.
I'm surprised. Like, we tried to pick a number that because we're small, so we didn't know what to expect. But we sold 25. So Friday night is our creators, the vendors, the VIPs, and then we send out invites to like different media people, things like that, to come out and get a chance to talk to the creators where they're not at their table. It's more intimate. You can kind of have a drink and talk to them about what they're working on, stuff like that. So Friday night is exclusive to to that stuff.
Yeah.
Saturday we go 10 to 6. This year we're doing drink and draw to benefit the Hero Initiative. So Saturday night from 8 until whenever we end, you can come in. It's open to the public. Pay $30. You get this coaster that's blank from the Hero Initiative. Mm-hmm. It's a sketch coaster, and any of the artists that are participating, and majority are, we'll do a sketch for you for $30.
That's cool.
And then all the money goes to Hero Initiative, which helps creators with medical, living expenses, stuff like that. So we don't get anything from it. The creators don't get anything from it. Everything goes to that.
That's pretty awesome.
We tried to add stuff this year to give people something more to do. We added panels this year too. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, now.
Yep.
But that's this weekend, so check it out. It's a much more comic book forward.
Correct.
Comic-Con. It's a real Comic-Con.
Yes.
Right?
We are the old man con as we're called.
Really? Aw. I don't if you're like, but if it's one of those ones, if you're like, well, I'm missing this issue and this issue, it's the place to go to try to find those,
Yeah, we've got close to 20 comic dealers this year, from everywhere from Washington, Vegas, Texas, Colorado, Arizona, plus the locals. So definitely if you're looking for books, stuff like that, those will be available to you. And then we have 20 plus pro creators this year.
If you see Chris Losak there, you tell him there's only one real Chris and he hosts 10 Drink Minimum. You tell him I said it.
And Losak is hosting our Spawn panel. So
nice.
There you go.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
So you'll definitely be able to tell him that.
Yes.
Yeah. Let him know. Let him know.
And Zombies will be there. So.
All right. So yeah, go out this weekend. Check it out. We'll talk about that in the second hour.
Sure.
Like we'll talk about the gift bag over here. We have a different kind of con. We have a pop culture con in El Paso, May 2nd.
1st through 3rd, I believe.
1st through 3rd. We're going to be in El Paso for El Paso Comic Con. Have you ever gone down to that one?
I have. I know Troy.
You know Troy?
Yep. I was a guest at the last Las Cruces show that he did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You don't like Troy? Is that what you're saying? I'm just kidding.
No,
I like
Troy and I get along. And he may
Good.
actually be at the show. He asked me about
I like Troy.
this year coming up to our show.
Oh,
so.
cool. I like Troy.
So, yeah.
Oh, is he going to be here?
He asked me about
If you
tickets.
see Troy, you tell him. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I was already looking at the schedule this next Sunday from 10 till 5.
Yes.
We could show up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's a possibility.
Where's it at, actually?
So this is the interesting part. So it's at the Ramada Plaza, which is no longer the Ramada Plaza because they went through a name change. And I don't know if you're familiar with the building, but there's actually two buildings there. So there's a tower, and then there's the plaza is kind of the lower building in the front.
It's all in
and then
Manal,
there's
right?
Yep. There's a black tower next to it. So they split them into two. So it's Hotel Mesa and Hotel Kiva now.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, they did this right before the show. So we get all these emails. Yeah, I just Googled Ramada Plaza and it says it's closed. Am I coming to the show?
Wow.
Oh.
Gotta love it.
Like, well, you are, but it's Hotel Mesa.
They
so-
just changed the name. You're all good.
Yeah, I'm like, it's still there. It's
Yeah.
just,
And then we're going to be May 22nd. We're going to be in Houston, Texas for Comic Palooza.
that's an awesome show.
Yeah, it is an awesome show.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
whew, I gotta like rest up for that one.
I know. We drive down there. So
I'm with you. Like, if I go to shows that are within 10, 11 hours, I'm regretting it now as I get older, but I'll usually drive.
really, I'm enjoying it as I get older because
Yeah.
I'm like, America. I don't just fly there.
I'm just tired, man. I'm in the car and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah I'm tired of sitting here. I'm tired.
Nice. We're gonna let's see. We're gonna be back with Mark though here in a little bit. Let me queue up. Let's see if I can get this going. Yeah, we'll queue up some music, but we're excited to come back and we'll talk about the Southwest Comic Book and Creator Showcase. But we'll take a little break. We'll be back with that. We are
10 drink minimum.
mountain, shine a spotlight on the forehead. You absorb the sweat. Tie the voices to the stigma you created, unabated in your head. And I know the floor creaks even when there's no one around. Oh, oh, oh. And I know the floor creaks even when there's no one around. Oh, 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 oh. Under control, did you feel it keep you down? Did you wait another day to hit the ground? Oh, oh, forever explore again. It will be the season of angry triumph. Under control, did you feel it keep you down? Could you wait another day to hit the ground? Oh, oh, forever explore again. It will be the season of angry triumph. How am I supposed to live without you? Hear me out, the blame is on me. Me without you makes me cry. Strong, there's no use crawling to your doorstep. I'm speaking of wishes, hoping for days they could be better. Don't assume that I'm just way high. The world's a bar and I want it to save a portion for us. What could be better? How do you do that? Take a play song, I'm back to my dream of starting my days next to your skin. Chase it on. Was it you? Your face is my eyes, yours. I've got time to park at you. Walk with me to the corner of Richmond. The apartment's nice, so there won't be I came away strong. There was no use in crawling to get us down. I'm speaking of wishes, boring days, they could be better. Don't assume I'm just way high. The world's a bar and I wanted to save a portion for us. What could be better? How do you do right? Till the play song, I'm back to my dream of starting my days next to your skin. I chase it all, chase it all. Hear that sound? It's the sound of you taking me back. Your eyes say no, that look is mine. The back side, for that's alright. Come on, just a slice of what we have. It's just the same little riddle me a kind of ghosts floating in a maze of my demise. But back set for a certain kind of time machine to take me to the dawn of when we met. Chase it all. Do you hear that sound? It's the sound of you taking me back. Your eyes say no, that look is mine. The back side, for that's alright. Oh yes. Come on, just a slice of what we have.
Until the world is small, until the voices are not heard at all. Above it all, the wings are see-through, but the world can't see you. The shade fade on the concrete pave, let's cover the earth white. It's hard despite the Arctic ice. Let's cover the earth white. It's hard despite the Arctic ice. Let your body close to mine. Turn it back to the bend as it hurts. Wings will cover both the did I expect when the wind was strong and the current made the ascended from that I'm more than just a man? I'm pleased to meet you. The soil sings as my love says, let's cover the earth right. It's hard despite the sad quiet. Let's cover the earth red. It's hard despite the Sunday quiet. I'm thinking of everyone I've loved, the ones I adore. They
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the Billy/Wavy Hour. I'm drinking a fine marble cerveza now. Smiley's still here. He didn't go anywhere.
I tried, but they caught me. They brought me
yeah.
right back.
Yeah, he didn't kick himself in the head and concuss himself.
I got a little confused, though.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
What?
The kick to the head.
Oh, okay.
It made a very nice, like a noise like a ripe fruit.
It did. It sounded like you thump a watermelon. And from the Southwest Comic Book and Creator Showcase co-owner and comic book writer and normal writer, Mark Fenton is still here, right? Normal
Yes.
writer. Have you written like regular books and stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting. Have you had to do the audiobook for them?
No.
Oh.
Thankfully, nothing like that. But yeah.
Why thankfully? I think that's when you're like, that'd be the fun part. You know,
I love the audiobooks.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd get bored and I'd get too like into it and.
well, you don't even
trying
have to.
make it-
You don't even have to read it. You can pay someone else to do the audiobook
Yeah,
part.
that's true.
Yeah, you go find some voice actors.
One of my favorite SNL sketches, and when I say favorite, like one that like stuck with me, is I'm a big Phil Hartman guy, and they did one where it was like books on tape, and it was Charlton Heston, and so they brought him in, and he's all, Charlton Heston will be reading Madonna's sex book, and he's all, I looked at my vagina in the mirror the other day, you know, and I always thought that was the greatest shit, you know. Because it was like, I was like, that is very good. But I think that'd be fun. But so Southwest Comic Book and Creator Showcase this Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
At the former Ramada Plaza Hotel, right?
Yep.
Now it's the Kiva in the
Hotel Mesa, Hotel Kiva.
Hotel
Yep.
Mesa, Hotel
Yep.
Kiva. And who's coming? Who's going to be there?
Oh yeah,
So the thing for us, and part of the reason we started this was we have a ton of local pro talent here
Yeah.
in New Mexico.
We do.
You have Andy Kuhn, you have Aaron Campbell, you have Skylar Patridge.
Andy Kuhn's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yep. He's like the third turtle guy after you know Laird and Eastman.
Right.
But we've got enough talent here that don't really do anything else locally that we wanted to have,
right.
these guys. So these guys are generally, Andy's done the show every year, and then love him to death and always appreciate it because he's such a nice guy.
He's the one I like look at from afar and I go, that's Andy Kuhn.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We have Brett Booth this year, who doesn't do a ton of shows. He'll be at El Paso when you guys are there too. He lives like in that area, but he's going to come up. So he's a big one for us.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Bates has done a ton of Turtle stuff. He's done a ton of IDW stuff, Sonic, Turtles. So he'll be there.
Which is crazy because like no one knows that these people live here, and they're like writing all of the books you're
Yeah.
reading. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what's great about this state. You can just go incognito.
Rick Geary, who Andy introduced me to, I didn't realize, like, 60 years old. He's worked on heavy metal. He worked on some of the older Dark
Wow.
Horse stuff. He did some of the comics for San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Got a very distinct kind of
Yeah.
pencil style. He's excited to come and meet people. So
That's pretty cool. I mean, heavy metal. Okay, for people who are younger, or from other countries, when you were Mark and I's age, there was a comic book that was on the shelves, and there was a movie that we were like, "Huh, interesting. These look very interesting." Especially right around when you hit 11, 12, 13 years old, you're like, I might check out these heavy metal comics. So yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, boobs on the cover.
Oh, my goodness.
Kind of,
Yeah.
sort of.
A woman scantily clad riding a Pegasus
Yeah.
or a dragon or yeah. The movie, man, when I was a kid, I was like, oh wow. And I mean, when you look back on it now, like Dan Aykroyd and John Candy and Harold Ramis, all the voice, they did all the
Oh, I've never seen the movie.
what?
You know what? I guess it was not in my.
Well,
time frame.
there's two movies.
yeah,
Okay, I did.
But the original, I think, is where the original is like multiple story.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like pieces. Like it breaks
Yeah.
out into different.
It's got one overarching story, but then it's like four. Is that 4 stories?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's all about the orb.
Yep.
So it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the magazine.
Yeah, but the second one's not. It's all one story.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
But-
interesting. I guess those. I didn't
I mean,
even see those.
not only was the movie like it's animated, scantily clad, lots of nudity, but the soundtrack is like Queen and like whoever who's who of like 80s rock. But yeah, but that's pretty cool. So one of the people who drew or wrote for heavy
Drew.
metal.
He does both.
Drew.
But yeah, I think
Oh,
he
yeah,
drew
yeah.
in it. Trevor Goring, who lives in Santa Fe now, who does storyboarding. He did storyboarding for like Black Panther, for the Watchmen.
Yeah.
And he's drawing comics for Marvel and stuff. He'll be there. Jay Martin, who just did storyboarding for Spider-Man Noir, and has done some comic books for Dark Horse, will be there. So we got this year. There's a kind of a mix of people that have done more movie stuff. Shannon Denton will be there. He's started in comic stuff. He worked on an early Deadpool. He's worked on like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated stuff. Has his own Monster Forge publishing line.
Yeah.
So we got a really good mix. So if you're a comic book fan, Chris Sheehan's coming this year, first year. Works on Something is Killing the Children, books like that.
Oh, okay.
He's got a real horror theme stuff
like that
to
one.
him.
Yeah.
Jay Gonzo, who's really popular right now because he has that kind of Mexican skull kind of stuff
Yeah.
that he does for the art.
Yeah,
He'll be
the
there.
Muertos style.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, we've got really, really good lineup. This is the biggest lineup for us this year. There's really something for everybody,
That's pretty
depending on what you want. Spawn people. Thomas Healy will be here.
I
He's the
feel like I'm
editor-in-chief.
already losing money. I'm like, I want to spend money at this thing now.
And it's $6 to get in. So we try to keep it affordable so that people can make, still spend some money there and buy books and buy art and do things.
So who's Bobby Brown?
Like,
I don't know. Somebody named Bobby Brown says, "Hi, Mark from Ithaca, New York."
oh, so that's someone I grew up with in Ithaca, New
Oh,
York.
okay.
Ah.
So I was
I was
looking
like,
at the
my
chat
first
thing.
thought was like the guy that beat up Whitney. Or what do we?
Yes, I was like, this is very random. I assume you know. Yeah.
He threw me. I was like, oh, we're getting a new edition, or are we?
Yeah. Candy girl, you are my world.
But yeah, I mean, we added panels this year, so these guys will get to talk about the stuff that they do and the things that that they've done. Aaron Campbell's local. He has a new book that just came out, so
Yeah.
Aaron will be there. Ton of indie creators that are putting out really great stuff right now. So that's good.
Well, and I think the panel thing is pretty cool because I want to say, like, even when those guys get to go to like El Paso or Comic Plaza, I don't feel like they get to do the panels as much anymore because it's more actors and,
Sure.
pop culture stuff. Which
YouTubers, cosplayers.
YouTuber, yeah, that's a weird one. It's like we had a YouTuber at El Paso last year.
God, he was good.
He was good.
I wanted to talk shit, but he was
Yeah.
amazing.
It was really weird.
He was on his game. I was like, oh man.
At first when I was like, there's a YouTuber there. That person had a line the entire weekend.
Wow.
Well over most of the other people. It's very interesting. I was like, that's crazy to me, but it's a different world.
I was gonna do the mics, like the audience work mic, and he's like, sorry, buddy, I got that, and he's dancing over roses. I'm like, you got this, man. You all right? You do have this.
Oh yeah. So, are you gonna do a panel?
So I may have to host one, but for the most part, I leave the show up to, like, I don't table, I don't do anything like that. My books are there if people want them. I don't charge.
You're not gonna be on a like interviewed Q&A.
No, I tend to be more like, just because that that parent mother hen feeling,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I feel like I got to be wandering around making sure that everybody's okay.
Oh, you're
and-
probably busy the whole
and
weekend.
we're
yeah.
doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, Mark, someone threw up in the other room. You're like, jeez, all right.
Then I throw up. It's a bigger mess, and then
Yeah.
it's all downhill from there.
Yeah. So how much work has gone into this one?
So I mean, and you guys came to year 2, which is when we were still in our infancy, and I'll always appreciate that you guys came out.
I was there last year.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
popped-
mean,
I
year
popped
2,
in.
you guys came and set
Yeah.
up,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but
over
it's-
at the Shriners. I remember that.
and that's how we had to start, because it was
Yeah.
like our thought was, we're gonna do this, but we're not gonna lose our shirt. We've seen so many other people
Sure.
here try to do something, and then it's it kind of fades away. And it was like, I didn't want to do that. I was like, we're gonna start small, and we're telling you we're gonna start small. We're not a big show. We had Andy come in and Raymond came in, which was great, because then we had some name talent, and then we got a draw. And it really surprises me that last year people came up to me and said, hey, I've been coming since year 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, I appreciate it, and I always will. But it was like, kind of, I knew, like, we started the Shriners, it was okay. Year 2, we tried to do 2 days because it's harder to get people to travel for a 1-day show.
Sure.
And it just, that area just got worse. So I was like, okay, we got to move out of this area, because now people don't really want to come to this.
No, it was
this
pretty
next
rough.
show.
Yeah.
I work in that area.
And there was a big, like a card smashed into the fence of the Shriners the first time I went to go look at the space for year 2, and I'm like, oh my god, like, are we gonna fix this before? And they're like, well, probably not. It's not in our budget.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my god. So then we were like, okay, we'll move to a hotel. We'll get ballrooms. And it went well. Like, the hotel's been pretty accommodating. They help us out. And we weren't big enough yet. We didn't know that we were going to need more room.
Plus, you can have the guests stay there.
Yep.
People can stay there. They can just roll downstairs. They
Yep.
don't have to drive all over the place.
Yep.
There's a bar there.
Yep.
There used to be a lot of eating places around that area. Not anymore, but
Yeah.
Apparently they've remodeled. Like,
Yeah.
So-
And they'll shuttle people down to, like, I think as far as like Marble. So
Oh,
you can
wow,
get
okay.
to
Yeah.
Oh
downtown
wow!
if you wanna
Actually,
go.
that's amazing.
yeah.
So
Then you can
they've
shuttle
been
down to
good.
Marble, then hop on an electric scooter, break your arm.
Yes.
Whatever, It happens.
Yeah, and then this year.
Way to sell it, Chris.
I'm just talking. I know 3 people recently. 2 broke their arm. 1 got hit by a car.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Lime scooters.
But yeah, so, and we didn't know, like, after last year, we didn't know what to expect, and we just figured we'll stay here one more year. We'll see how it goes. We were able to fill it. We got this extra ballroom. We're like, we'll see if we can fill this. And it was just crazy. Like, right after Christmas time, we got all these people applying for tables. We had creators reaching out and saying, hey, heard about the show, I'd be interested in coming out. Had to start a wait list. We had people that didn't get in this year.
Oh wait,
that wanted to.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
blowing up.
Yeah.
so next year, probably have to move to a bigger venue.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts though, because it's like the things that Smiley, like the pop culture ones. This, for people who don't know and are maybe too young or whatever, this is how they started.
Yeah.
Like, literally, they would be like, yeah, we're gonna have a comic book show. It's at the basement of this church in Philadelphia or somewhere. And they were like, we're gonna try it. And then a bunch of people came out and bought a bunch of comics. And then like, the next year they're like, hey, we're gonna do this again, and we've got one of the writers from Daredevil is gonna be here. And then the next year they were like, now we got a writer from Daredevil, and then we got a guy that like he drew Batman once, and like and then now like that just blew up into like and then San Diego became a thing, and now like Moriarty, there was one in Moriarty, like that one made me laugh, and there Clovis had one, and it's crazy now.
It's tough.
But these are the ones where if you literally love comic books, this is where you go. Yeah,
and we didn't want to be a one-off, where people ask, well, what happened? They didn't come back, whatever. And we already have next year. We're April 10th and 11th, so we've already planned.
Yeah.
The problem for us was just when we first started, we did September, and then people complained about it. So like, okay, we had to look at the overall schedule for shows for conventions for comics.
Oh yeah,
and April was open, so we took it. Last year, the Coffee and Chocolate Festival was the same weekend, and so when we planned our future shows, we looked at their schedule. We had to look at Easter because this year Easter came at the beginning of the month.
Right.
And so Chocolate Coffee was this weekend. We went to next weekend to avoid that, that conference. And I don't think we lost a ton, but some people did tell us they didn't come Saturday because they went to Chocolate and Coffee.
Oh, all right. Well.
So we're getting better about that. We're still a two-man show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, give us a little bit of grace and
Oh, you're in year 4.
I know how a two-man show goes.
Right.
Some things slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Smiley, just so you know, Mark brought us a gift bag from the Comic-Con. Right. You want to open that? Let's look and see what he got. Well, he brought us a signed print that's down there under the bag, under all your paraphernalia.
I'm just charging my phone. Jeez.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
I'm going to start with the bag.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Let's see what he brought.
It's
here.
on top.
Yeah. Also, like when we did, thank you. When we did the second year, you gave us a VIP bag, and like it's funny because like we do all these big ones, and they don't do that.
Yeah.
And then weirdly, we did Comic Palooza last year, and I host like as a podcaster, they don't give us anything. And then they were like, "Hey, would you like to host a panel?" And I was like, "Sure." And they gave me a bag.
Nice.
Because I was a panel host.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we got there?
Some nostalgia for you.
Oh, this is amazing.
What is that? What
this
is
so awesome. These are Vertigo trading cards.
Oh, wow.
I was not expecting that.
Okay.
I did like a big goofy grin. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
no
See, I wanted him to open this
way.
because he's going to be more excited. Yeah.
Skybox. All right.
Wow, Skybox is still around. Nice.
No, those are from
No,
the
these
90s.
these are
90s.
old.
Those
dude.
are from the 90s.
These are like Vertigo, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is Skybox gone now? They're not around anymore? Brody.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure
Brody.
that they're gone.
These are copyright in 1994.
What?
Blast from the past.
One of them's mine.
Okay.
Brody.
This is it's better and better. All right. Here's our badges. I love them. Got some guest badges there. Who did the art on this?
So that's Walt Simonson.
Oh heck yeah. Oh, I love it when people do the thing right with like the crenulation going in and out, and Doctor Doom in the background. Some good ones.
Oh, that is very cool. Hell yeah.
And then we got some comics in here.
Yeah. And these are VIP badges.
So these are guest badges. So you
Guest-
have access to
oh,
everything.
oh.
Yep. So, yep.
Hey, yeah. Let the VIPs be VIPs.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
get the same access.
We get the same access
Yeah, you
as
got a
these.
guest badge. That's the same.
We're already cool enough.
Yeah. I just want to know what's the green room situation.
So the green room for us, and it's tough, but we do have one. We technically open when they close their kitchen cafeteria area.
Yeah.
So we take that over.
Oh, I guess.
And so we can get to the ice machine. We can do all that stuff. There's tables, and it's stanchioned off so that you're separated from everybody else.
Is there M&Ms?
Yes.
Is there candies and stuff?
Yes, I get chips, water, beer,
No, you did.
soda.
I went in the green room in the second year. It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
we try to get as much as we can for everybody.
Yeah. No, I'm a green room
Snob,
aficionado. Yeah. I love a good green room, and I like we were
He
there.
uses the term aficionado when he really means snob.
Yeah. What you got there? Now what you got? We got badges.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
All right.
We got a couple comics here.
Are those Dark Horse?
Yes, so Dark
Yes.
Horse is a huge sponsor for us.
Oh wow.
These are both Dark Horse. Arcbound, I'm not familiar with, but it's got some big names like right there on top
Okay.
there. Like there it says Tom Hardy and Scott Snyder.
Yes.
Oh wow,
And I'm like, what is this a movie?
that's pretty awesome. I
I
love it. I love it.
wasn't aware they drew things.
Like the Tom Hardy, like
The actor.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I was assuming that's who that was.
All right.
So that's and then we got a Star Wars one shot.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Check that out.
All right.
You know that character?
My lord.
Everybody's favorite
Yeah.
Jackson, the
Yeah.
Green Rabbit.
Oh yeah.
All right. Like I trashed the Star Wars fans earlier.
One
but-
for me and one for you.
Yes, I trashed them earlier, but I want you to know what I've been doing all week, right? So I have a 3D printer.
Nerd.
So I've been 3D printing lightsabers all week.
Nerd.
I have the Obi-Wan, and I have these are for a friend's birthday.
Sure.
I have
know.
I have an Obi-Wan and I have a Darth Vader, just the handle, like no, they don't have the, but I didn't
No
realize.
plasma beams shooting out of the ends. or
No,
anything
but
like
they're
that, right?
pretty. I'll show you one after. They're pretty cool, actually. They came out very well. Yeah.
Nice.
So and then like apparently you can 3D print a bunch of different pieces and build your own like whatever you design. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
What else you got there?
Oh wait, VIP launch party.
So we had to ticket it this year to control the because last year was a hot mess.
Oh.
We didn't have a specific space, and we were trying to control like where people were.
Yeah.
And so, funny story, we had like Cinnabon donate some stuff, and some
Okay.
other people gave us some finger food and stuff. So all the artists ended up staying in one of the ballrooms together. We had the table of food and stuff kind of out in the foyer area. I walk out, these two ladies that are staying at the hotel, I guess, come up. One lady's got a plate full of food. The other lady's putting stuff on her plate. And I I lost it, but I didn't. And I'm like, I walk over and I'm like, can I help you? And the lady at the plate of food just looks at me.
Uh-huh.
The other lady with no food on her plate yet, was like, oh, are we not allowed to have this? And I'm like, did you think like the hotel just put
Yeah.
free food out for people? So the lady with nothing on her plate puts her plate down. The other lady walks away with the plate of food.
Well, there's not much you can do after that.
Right.
But I was just like, in my mind, I'm like,
Maybe an apology.
You know?
I'm sorry I didn't know.
Yeah.
I've worked in hotels. Like it's just leave.
yeah. So this year we've rented the bar area. So the
Yeah.
bar is closed, and we'll have somebody there at the front, and they'll have a list of names and stuff, and we gave out tickets too, just so there's no confusion for people
Nice.
to get in. So it's a better, more controlled thing. Like I said, every year we try to learn and try to improve on stuff.
Well, that's the only way you
so-
can. And I mean, like that's amazing. I love that. See, I love that. So, do you play video games at all?
A little bit. Mhm.
So there's a game out right now called Crimson Desert. Have you heard about this game?
Heard it. I haven't played it.
So it's insane. It's like if Red Dead Redemption meets Red Dead or Red Dead.
Yep.
Sorry, yeah, Red is that the whatever
Western, yep.
whatever the last one was meets medieval,
Okay.
and then
Like the game medieval? Oh, never mind.
no,
Go on,
no,
go
no.
on.
It's like a medieval fantasy style, but like
No,
but like,
I know.
yeah.
I know. I'm sorry.
But they went crazy. Like you can do all kinds of like people are finding. So like for example,
It's the ultimate sandbox. They
well-
took all like the best sandbox mechanics
yes,
from
and
other
threw it
games
into one,
and
but
put it into one.
but did it
thing.
well. So like for example, a guy has been fishing and he's been collecting all these fish, and he went over to a pond that had nothing in it and threw the fish in there, and now it has a whole ecosystem in that pond
Oh, wow.
in his game. And I was like, what the fuck? Like
Oh yeah, like the water mechanics in it
Yeah.
are ridiculous.
But-
you can watch like a puddle like fill up during the rain and people fall
Yeah.
in it.
Oh,
and
my
then-
God.
then
but
the
it's been
puddle
out.
goes away.
It's been out like a month, and it has already had like 8 updates
Wow.
because fans were like, "Ah, bah, 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 bah," and they're like, "Oh, fix it," and like they just keep doing it, and I love it. But there's like a little bit of like, okay, maybe back off a little bit because not everybody's complaint is valid,
Sure.
But that I think that's great that you guys are like, well, we did this thing and people didn't like that, so now we're moving over to that,
Yeah.
and then if that works, then we'll do that, and we'll just tweak it a little. That's how it works, right?
Yep. Yep.
What else you got, Smiley?
Buttons.
Oh, I love buttons.
Oh, pins here, actually. Sorry.
Pins.
They're
I
more
love
like
pins.
These are some, they look like metal. Dark Horse comic pins, dude. Check it out.
Man.
This is a nice bag. I like it.
Yeah.
And some pens. Like some actual, like, you can write with them pens.
Ooh.
I'm not as stoked on those, but they're there.
I have a hat.
They also say Dark Horse on them, though.
I-
So they might have to go into my pin collection.
I have a hat that I got the second year that was from Walking Dead that I still have around and I still
nice.
wear.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, this might have to be the pen I take to our next comic book conventions.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be all, oh yeah, I get my Dark Horse pen.
Oh, that'll get stolen, man. Somebody will palm that. They'll be, let me
Oh,
borrow your pen.
Yeah, we've got plenty. If you need some, just let
And
me
then,
know.
and then it'll be that whole scene from Kids in the Hall. My pen. Someone stole my pen.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do gift bags for all of our guests.
No, it's
and for our
fantastic.
stuff. I feel like it's needed for me because it's like to show my appreciation for these guys coming and taking the time out of their schedules to talk to people and talk about what they're doing.
What else you got in there, Smiley?
Oh, okay, no, I think that's the bottom of the bag.
No, yeah. But there's a print there that's underneath everything.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's pretty amazing. Brody!
yeah, you need to calm the F down there, lady.
Hey. He didn't even do anything.
Yeah. Okay, these Vertigo cards are outrageous. I can't believe you have these. All right,
They probably had them. They were like, "Oh, we got to get these. Let's get
No,
these."
those are for me. Like I found, like I always try to look for
Oh, no
kind of
kidding.
cool older stuff.
Yeah. What do you got there, Smiley?
Oh wow, where are we gonna put this?
We'll have to frame it and put it on the wall. So is this the comic book that you're doing?
So this is
Yeah.
Alex's work. This is one of the was when we were doing like concept stuff, and I kind of tell him like what I think we should do.
That's an amazing style.
yeah.
Yeah, Alex, I love his style. And I'm glad he wanted to do a Western because that was one of the things I wasn't sure of.
Well, it's. I mean, you have Jonah Hex, and then
Yeah.
other than that, I'm trying to think. Is there any other Western comics? I mean, really?
Not like recent. I think
No.
you have to go back to like Rawhide Kid and
Oh
all
yeah,
that
like
stuff. Yeah, way
from the
back.
like 60s and 70s. Yeah.
I think the last thing I read was like, what was that one? Like,
Well, they always bring
Westward?
Lone Ranger back too. I think
Oh.
like Dynamite always tries to
Are you
rehash
serious?
Lone Ranger. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see. I'll hold it up for the camera here. That's pretty amazing. Wow. And that's the main character?
That is. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like the art on that is fantastic.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
love.
If you get a chance to stop by Alex's table, he's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
We'll frame it and
Sweet.
we'll have to put it up in here. It'll go in this collection of,
Sweet.
insanity. So speaking of some of this.
Manifest Destiny. That's
Do
the
you-
one I was thinking of. That's the
do you-
last like
Oh yeah.
Western one. Western comic I was.
Oh, yeah.
I read. I was like, and that seems just as disturbing. I love it.
Do you ever do the like? Are you a Kevin Smith fan?
So I grew up with his movies, so
Mm-hmm.
I like them. I was a big the second Jay and Bob
Yeah.
movie I like that one a lot.
The reboot one, or
Strikes Back or whatever.
Oh
yeah.
well, there's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and then there was the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
So Strike Back, I think, was the
Yeah.
one for me. Yep. I've liked his comic stuff when he's finished it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
Some of the
yeah.
stuff that never got finished.
What
whatever.
I always think though is like, do you and your friends sit around and you like tell someone you're like, dude, you're a tracer, bro. You trace.
Yeah. No, because I have friends that are inkers, so I wouldn't. I don't know if I could have the heart to to do that.
I just
Is
love
that a
that,
thing?
but isn't that a funny? Like he's all what do you do? He's all, so you draw it. He goes, well, I'm the inker. He's all, what's that? He's all, well, I give the he's all, I shade and I give it definition. Oh, so you're a tracer.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before, and F you. That's messed up, man.
You never watch Chasing Amy? I think
Oh, okay, that's the reference.
when it comes down to
Not
like
in a long time.
Comic Cons and whatnot, I think the Chasing Amy Comic Con scene is one of the best. The Hooper X,
Yeah.
he's all Then he took off his helmet, and he's all the blackest brother in the planet. You know, he took his helmet off, and deep down inside, we all just want to be white. I think that I watch it and just laugh. I'm like, this is fantastic, you know. Yeah. But I always think that you're a tracer, bro. You trace.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's people because, like in the comic stuff, like they take that like personally because sometimes that inker will change like the style, and then it doesn't look like what the original artist put down in the pencil. Yeah, you know, and then they're like, well, what the fuck did you do to my stuff, man? Right.
Well, I mean, but at that point, it's like, well, why don't you ink your own? I mean, well, I mean, some places won't let you. I guess I don't know.
I think for some of them, it's speed and stuff like that. Like I'm a huge Chris Bachalo fan.
Oh my god!
And he's gone through so many inkers, but his style is just so like I wouldn't even want to try to ink something like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love his style.
So much stuff going on.
Well, who's your like you're like, oh wow, they're here, I can't believe it kind of person.
I'm glad to hear someone say his name out loud because I was like,
how to pronounce it?
Yeah, because I was like, I'm like halfway guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
I swear, it is Bachalo. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
He's a great guy. Like I've met him, I've gotten to know him. Yeah, he's super nice. He's so laid back.
I saw him at one comic book convention. They had it over at Isleta, and I got there like super late, and I was like there. I had his his steampunk like comic, and I was like, oh, and I got there too late, and I missed him. But but he's my favorite artist. Like once I found him, I was like, his style is
it's crazy.
Who do you fanboy over though?
So Chris is huge for me.
Okay,
I really love his stuff.
Yeah.
Like current people, like
his run on Doctor Strange. I just look at that for the art. I'm like, this is just so fun to look at.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I'm a big Raymond Gay fan. He'll be at the show.
Yeah.
Older guys, like I like Walt Simonson a lot. Like I like the way that he laid stuff out. Writing, like I'm a huge Hickman fan. Like I always his stuff.
Oh, nice.
It's lengthy and it takes a while to get through the story, but I think it's really well written. I think he does really well. I'm really like becoming a fan of local Aaron Campbell. He's getting into writing more now. Mm-hmm. But I've been a fan of his art just because I've watched him from when he started with Dynamite here and as he's gone on. And it's funny because going back to like me being typecast as a cop, Aaron will hire people to live model for his comics. He'll take pictures and then he draws it.
Yeah.
And so every time, hey Mark, I got a cop in this book. You want to come on over?
Well, that's funny you say. Okay, so it's weird. We have this friend, Smiley, and I do. Oh gosh, what is his name?
Got to give me some more clues.
Lead singer of the Cramps cover band.
Dave Jordan.
No, Cramps cover band.
Oh,
Nolan?
Huh?
Not Nolan, is it?
No.
No, he's,
what's his name?
Jack Atlantis.
Jack Atlantis. And I've known Jack for like, I don't know, probably 10 years. And when I say known him, I know who he is. I've talked to him many times. And then I'll go on his social media and be like, who in the ever-living fuck are you, right? He's one of those guys, right? Well, one day he posts a bunch of stuff. He's like, yeah. He's like, this is a comic book that I modeled, that they based a character off of my likeness. And I was like, oh, cool.
I mean, that makes sense.
Sandman. All right. What the fuck?
Wow.
Like, no shit. And like
he does look like Sandman.
He posted it, and he posted like the pictures they took of him, and I was like, okay. You know, he's that guy.
Wow.
Like he's like here, lives in Rio Rancho, will be at shows, and if you saw a human being in real life and you're like, well, that's what a rock star looks like. That's what he looks like all the time.
Yeah,
if he's shopping
got
at
like
Costco,
that emaciated frame. But he's like
always
tall
in leather. Yeah,
tall and lanky, hair that just like goes upwards.
Yeah,
always
black. Yeah, but like And then lead singer of a Cramps cover band, like the biggest Cramps cover band in the world. Like he tours Europe. Anyway, so like I'm sitting there like, see this, and then like the next picture over, he's like courtside at the Lakers with like this dude that like I Google that dude and I'm like, well, that guy's a billionaire. All right, I don't know who you are. What a weird life I live. But like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I was the model for this comic book called Sandman. I don't know. I've never. I was like, wow. Okay, what the fuck, you know? Speaking of
maybe you should look into that because you know
it was a little. It was Not many people read it. Apparently, I don't think. I don't know. Yeah. They only made a fucking TV show on Netflix
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I never watched
eventually.
it. I never watched it though. Was it good?
Yeah.
I watched
What
the
was-
beginning. I didn't stick with it.
What was
Yeah.
what was something that you were like super stoked about, and then like you saw it and you were like,
The list goes on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough.
One of them was like Preacher for me. I was kind of sad about that.
Yeah, I didn't, and I worked on it too,
yeah.
but I didn't feel like it.
Captured the
Yeah,
comic.
And Seth for me is weird with the
Yeah.
stuff they do because sometimes it's so far over the top.
Mhm.
I'm just like this isn't what I would have wanted.
right.
And the Preacher comic to me was so dark.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was just so like it wasn't funny like that. It was like this was like real shit happening to people.
Right.
And there wasn't like this over the top humor stuff. It was like this is a backwoods inbred family
Right.
that's doing this stuff, and it's
And that's how they are. They're not. It's not
Yeah.
campy. It's
Yeah.
like It was a little when I like when they were first announcing it, and HBO was in the running. I was like, yes, this is going to be amazing. And then AMC got it, and I was like, And someone's like, why are you upset? I was like, well, Preacher needs to be like on something they can just be full throttle. And they're like, well, AMC, did Breaking Bad. I was like, yeah, Breaking Bad ain't nothing compared to Preacher. The Preacher comic is just, it's.
Well,
it-
and
you know.
you think like AMC owns like Shudder, like
Yeah,
it could be
yeah. But I mean, it also needed to be kind of like top level. But I don't know. I would. Yeah, I don't know. Did they finish it? Or did it? I never
it
even
went
knew.
3 seasons. I think they filmed the last 2 in Louisiana, I believe. I didn't stick with that either, just because again it felt like it was so.
It was a shell of it. Yeah.
just,
They finished the main storyline.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And it was fine. I wasn't as invested in the comic as you guys. So they did
I
the
was.
storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to see the characters again, and I thought they were.
I've watched like some
some
stuff.
of them were better than others.
I've watched some stuff online, like the Saint of All Killers kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and I was like, oh, they finally brought him in. I was like, but like Arseface, they like
Yeah.
really toned him down, and
the
the
guy with the meat plant, like in the book, like
Yep.
he was like literally fucking
Yep.
this meat and stuff, and it's like it was tough.
Yeah, I'm.
Garth Ennis is something else, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah,
I try to describe it to people. I'm like, yeah, I don't. Just read that for a second, and then you'll get the general.
I
idea.
really did not like the guy they cast as the Preacher. I just did not.
Oh, jeez,
You're not
Dominic.
you're not a Howard Stark fan.
I didn't like him.
I thought he was. I mean, he doesn't look like the character, but that's a drawing style.
Yeah, no, but I don't know. I just didn't get it. I was like, all right. But I mean, that was one of the big ones for me. I was like, man.
It had, like, when it was announced, it was like really, it surprised me. Like of all the comics you're gonna pick, you picked this one. And then it's like, okay, well, let's see what you can do with it. Is it really gonna be, good?
Yeah, and I mean, and my friends are in it. You're in it. I didn't know you were in it, but like, my friend Alex is in it. He's the guy that got shot in the balls in the first season. Yeah, and so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll go check. I don't know. Maybe I'll go finish it. Like I'll have a Friday off where I just barrel through it.
It was cool because the church was up at Netflix Studios. So
Yeah,
they built
yeah.
that, and we were shooting the night shift right adjacent because we were in the building because it looked like the hospital.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yep. And the Preacher was like in the next next
Okay.
building over.
Fun fact that they use that same set in Midnight, Texas.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
I
Yep.
didn't know. That's pretty cool.
I was like, I remember they built that. That was
Yeah,
from
the
Midnight, Texas.
church was up there for a long
Yeah,
time, and
well-
then I think they had to take it down. But.
That's funny because like that's like when we growing up in the '80s.
I worked on Midnight, Texas. That's why I know
Yeah.
that. I was like, hey,
Well,
I remember that church.
see that's like growing up in the '80s. They used like that same like fake street that they built in Hollywood
Yep.
for like E.T. and Poltergeist,
Yep.
and like you'd be watching it and you're like, this feels like we were watching E.T. Like, is that not the same neighborhood? Like, that looks just like it. And then you kind of find it, like, oh, it is. Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons, when they're in the car and you see, oh, there goes a tree, there goes the house, there goes the whatever animal that just rotates through. As they keep going.
You know what?
That's how you get used to strip malls. You're like, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The same 4 businesses always run by, like every 2 miles.
A funny story. Like, I grew up in eastern New Mexico, and I went to Eastern New Mexico University, and I didn't even know this growing up, but like one day, like my friend was like, "Hey, I have a speech for my speech writing class. Would you like to come and watch?" And I was like, "Cool, whatever." And their speech was fine, whatever. But someone else did a speech, and it was like an informative one, and it was about I think it was Hannah of Hanna-Barbera.
Mm-hmm.
One of them. Well, one of them's from New Mexico.
Oh wow.
I think it was Hannah. They were from Melrose, New Mexico, which is like literally like 30 minutes from where I'm from.
Wow.
And I'm like, how in the fuck did I not know that? Like,
how do we not have a museum here?
Yeah, dude, it is like one of those things where like you would think we would be like stoked at that. Let's see, hold on.
Yeah.
Right, like they're a giant in the animation
Yeah,
industry.
holy shit, right. Like, you have the shirt on.
Yes.
I mean, Cartoon Network is still Hanna-Barbera based, right?
Yeah.
No. So all the
Not anymore?
Hanna-Barbera stuff moved to one of the free things now.
Oh.
Let's see.
I am behind the times, my bad.
William Hanna. Let's see which one it is.
William
Yep,
Hanna and Joseph
William
Barbera.
Hanna was born in Melrose, New Mexico in 1910.
Wow.
And Melrose, New Mexico is like 100 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think they'd grasp onto that.
You think that, right?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You guys remember Tom and Jerry?
Dude,
Yes.
yes. Oh, my God. Okay. When we were kids, TBS, you would watch Tom and Jerry like every fucking day, right?
Yeah.
Every day. I'd be at my grandma's house, and I'd just put on Tom and Jerry every day. And then you'd have on Saturday mornings, they would have I don't remember what it was called, but it was like
It was different, but I remember the TV Guide would have that at the fall before they came out.
Yeah.
They had that full page ad of like,
yeah.
Fat Albert's at 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
whatever's at this time.
But like,
G.I.
what was
Joe's
the
at this
one
time.
where they all raced cars against each other?
Wacky Racers?
Wacky Racers.
Laugh Olympics? was
Laugh
a big one?
Olympics. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm having so many different like core memories are coming back.
Laugh Olympics was my jam.
Yeah.
And it was like, I always liked the team that had like Hong Kong Phooey.
Yes.
And Dynamite. And it was like, I wasn't a Scooby-Doo guy.
Oh, what was the Grape Ape?
Yeah, Scrape Ape. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
I wasn't the bad guys, and I wasn't like the main
Yes.
Scooby-Doo characters. I was like,
I want to say
this is my jam with these guys.
I want to say his name is Snuffleupagus. He was like these.
Snuffleupagus.
No.
Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss was the pink.
Oh heavens to Betsy!
Yes.
Heavens
Yes.
to Heavens to
Murgatroyd.
Murgatroyd.
Yes.
Yeah. That was Snagglepuss.
He was like the southern
Snagglepuss. Okay, I think I
playwright.
remember.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Heavens to
Oh yeah.
Murgatroyd.
Heavens to Murgatroyd. Yes. But Grape Ape had the little van that
Yes,
he
he
sat
rode
on.
it like a skateboard.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And the guy, he would
He had
like
the beagle with him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, Hong Kong Phooey. Hong Kong Phooey.
That one was my ultimate
Number one
favorite. Super guy.
super guy. Yes, number one super guy.
Yep.
Wow. And like the dude grew up here, and like I was like, oh, well, did they didn't do like the Roadrunner and the Coyote, right?
No,
That's Warner Brothers.
Looney
Warner
Tunes.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Looney
Or
Tunes.
Looney Tunes, yeah.
Yeah, but Hanna-Barbera was like huge when we were children, and like
Yeah.
like I'm sitting there in college, and I'm like, he grew up like 30 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Like
You're
what?
Scooby Doo? What the hell?
And it's weird because like being in when people talk, you asked about the podcast earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've been doing this 20 years, and like the amount of friends that I have that are like weirdly a part of my life is weird. Like one of my friends is Scott Ines. Do you know who that is?
Name sounds familiar.
He's
I don't know.
Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
from the
He's
show. Yeah, he was at when I was in
Yeah.
Las Cruces. he
I'll
was
see
there.
Scott, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And we talk like we talk like 10.
Is he
15
talking
minutes.
character or no?
No, I wish.
You
I don't-
wish that would be so weird.
You know, yeah, fuck yeah, I do. But like, it's funny because like someone's like, "So who do you know is famous?" I was like, and I'll be like, immediately I'll go, "Well, I know Scooby Doo," and they're like, "What do you mean you know Scooby?" I was like, "I know one of the dudes who did the voice of Scooby Doo," and they're like, "Really?" Like it's weird how people like go, "Oh wow,"
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I met Casey Kasem one time. and
Oh,
my
I was impressed. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Right.
do any voice.
My favorite.
Well, and I was like, ah.
Well, Scott
I was
though.
a child.
Scott has leaned into it though. He owns a mystery machine.
Yeah,
He
I
drives
saw that,
it.
yeah.
He drives it. Yeah.
He started a show too, right?
He has the Louisiana or it's Baton Rouge. It's in Baton Rouge.
yeah, like the Cajun
Cajun
or
Con.
something.
Yeah. I almost went in December last year, but I mean December's a tough one to do anything in. You know, it's Christmas. It's Christmas world. You know.
Christmas, cold. Like I don't. Travel's probably a
Right.
pain.
Well, in New Orleans, I mean New Orleans probably in the winter's probably fine.
yeah,
but-
that's true.
Well, not New Orleans, Baton Rouge. Sorry, Baton Rouge. It's not New Orleans, it's Baton Rouge. It's but yeah, and I was kind of because it was like Kevin Von Erich it was his first con.
Oh wow.
And I was like, ooh, because I grew up watching wrestling and like the Von Erichs were like, you know.
You should go this year
Titans.
because Shia LaBeouf is pretty popular down there now. So maybe,
I've heard.
maybe you catch some of that.
Hurricane, but yeah, now Kevin's going to be in El Paso, so we're going to see Kevin Von Erich. Yes, one of the Von Erichs. But,
Okay.
Hurricane.
It's
I love that.
Yeah.
I try not to get my hopes up for the people that are attending the Comic Cons that we go to because you never know.
Yeah.
Nah, you never know.
And so I like to be surprised, like when I get
I
there.
made friends with 2 years ago. I made friends with Patrick Warburton there from Seinfeld.
Yep.
Thank you for that. He is amazing.
And then the next year, I was like telling Smiley, I was like, "We're friends." I'm telling. So then we meet up with them and we end up hanging out, and he was amazing, right? But it's like this weird thing. I'm like, you were on Seinfeld. It's like, and to me,
Yeah.
Seinfeld is like up here, And
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh, and then I'm all like, "You're the dick."
yeah, same. It's also
I would
same.
have been like, "You're Brock Sampson."
Yes, also that too.
See too many things, I'm like,
Dude, the greatest Brock Sampson thing that I in my mind will just think about sometimes is that scene where they steal his car and they're gonna run him down in it, and he just turns his back to it and he goes, and then as soon as the car gets to him, Brody. As soon as the car gets to him, he just lifts his legs, crashes through the windshield, crushes the guy, and he's driving. And I was like, "Holy shit, that's amazing!" But do you want to hear Patrick Warburton's story?
Sure.
Go on. I was going to do some more Venture Brothers, but no. I just my favorite line from that is like has always been, "Brock, why are you naked?" "To play on their fear."
To play on their feet, yeah. So we're in El Paso. He's a big karaoke guy. He loves karaoke, right? So we get done doing karaoke, and he's 6'4". He's not a little man. He's like super tall, really really cool, really nice guy.
And not slightly built.
Yeah.
No, he's a big dude. He's pretty buff guy. So we get in the Uber to go home, and he's in the back seat, and I'm in the front seat, and everyone's in the back seat, and he's all, "Hey man, could you put some Tool on?"
Sweet.
And it's quiet,
That would have put me over the top.
and then he goes, "Hey man, could you put some Tool on?" Huh. Must be a language barrier or something. And I'm just like sitting in the front seat like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like I was like, wow. The other
He's
one,
everything that you would ever want
yes,
him to be.
Yeah.
yes, and he's super funny. His timing, we went and watched his stand up, and his stand up is like his timing is impeccable. But we're on a
You like my mustache?
the first night I hung out with him, we're on this rooftop bar in El Paso, and like it's kind of like Inside Out. Is like there's a bar below us, kind of like Inside Out, where it has no roof on it, and you could hear people partying. So I hear it, and I look over the edge of the roof. We're like I don't know, like 12 or 13 stories up, and I'm looking over the edge, and he walks up. He's all, "So what do you think would happen if I threw this glass off the roof right now?" And I like turn and just like look at him, and he goes, "You could kill somebody?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I do too." I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what the fuck?"
Hey,
All
Chris,
right.
why don't you step a little closer to the edge real quick after I throw this so they
I'll
think
throw
that
you.
did
I'll
it.
throw you over the
So they
edge.
think
all
you
right?
did it.
All right. Yeah. No, it was fantastic. But I'm super stoked. Yeah, we're gonna be you got to work Friday night?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah. Which Friday night?
this Friday night because he just gave us VIP tickets to
Oh.
the thing on Friday.
Yes, I am working this. I am working this Friday night.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, please do. Please do, because I'm trying to get Saturday off, and then I was like, and then we'll have Sunday off. So I was looking at the Sunday times.
Sweet. So I have a convention story for you that this one has stuck with me forever.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's one of the things that I really love about going to shows is like, you never know if you go down to the bar afterwards who you're going to meet, who you're going to talk to,
for
who
sure.
you're hanging out with. But they did this show. It was a 1-year show. It wasn't in El Paso, but it was like down in that area. It was called BorderCon, I think.
Oh, wow.
And Deep Roy was there.
Oh, I've met him.
Yeah. So
he's interesting.
yes. So we went to Ojo Locos, I think, down there first.
Oh, wow.
And everybody was there hanging out, and I'm sitting next to him and I'm like watching him drink beer. And I don't think he doesn't look like, in my mind, like a midget. He just looks like a small, like he's small. Like his hands look normal, but they just look like a kid size.
Yes.
And I'm watching this kid size hand drinking a beer, and I'm drinking some beers, and the more I'm drinking, I'm like, it's starting to like not freak me out, but I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
And it's me and some of the other artists and stuff, and Deep Roy, and he sits next to me, and he sits down, and his legs are like swinging because he doesn't reach the ground.
Right.
And I'm drinking more, and I look down, and I see like this, like size 3 kid's shoe or something, and I'm like, how the fuck is this guy still drinking? And he was like, he was pounding this shit.
No shit.
And these Burger King employees came in that had just gotten off work, I guess, and they recognized him. Uh-huh. And the lady's like, "Oh my God, I know you. You're famous, whatever." And at that point, I was pretty, I was in the can, and I'm like, I decided I'm gonna fuck with this lady, and I'm like, "Well, what's he from? What do you know? What do you know him from?" And so, oh, he was in Willy Wonka. He was the little guy in Willy Wonka. Yeah. So apparently, the more he drank, he was getting horn dogged up.
Oh,
and he was gonna go with this chick, and like I went into mother hen mode, and I'm like trying to find a volunteer, and I'm like, you better stop. This dude's gonna disappear. He's gonna end up in Mexico. He's gonna he's gonna be gone.
He's gonna be gone.
But it was just funny, and I talked to him throughout the night, and he was done. Like he was gone, and he's like, I'm like, you're not gonna remember me tomorrow. And he goes, Mark, you come up to my table tomorrow, and I'm gonna remember you. And I'm like, there's no way, man. I'm like, you're like 1/4 the size of me. You drank double me.
Wow.
I'm like, there's no freaking way. I walk up to the table the next day. Sure. Hey, Mark, you have a good night? I'm like, oh my God.
That's a professional.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So like that's one of my favorites. Like so the last time we hung out, he's like, I was like, I'm leaving. I was like, can I get a photo? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, here, let me. And he's like, don't take your money out. He's like, come on, Chris, what the fuck? And he's like, which one do you want? So I was like, I want that one because I love Seinfeld. Mm. And he's like, what do you want me to put? I was like, put whatever you want. And it says, Chris, go fuck yourself, Warbs. And I love that kind of shit because like people don't read them.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of them like that around here that say some really fun shit because we actually hung out. But like I just love that shit right like that. And who's the other? God, there's a couple of them like that. But I love that where Dan Fogler. Do you don't know the name, but you know who he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Have you seen Balls of Fury?
Yeah.
He was the main character.
Okay.
And then like he's in like you're like, well, he's in everything now.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Fantastic Beasts. He's the Muggle guy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He was the uncle on I can't the Goldbergs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then in recently in the Dylan movie, he was Dylan's agent.
Okay.
In that movie. Yeah, we hung out with him in El Paso, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll meet up with you guys later." And we're like, "Okay." So he goes to the Pink Floyd experience. Mm-hmm. If you can guess what happened there, he comes. I see him later, and he's got on like these like paper glasses that are prisms. And he's all, "Hey, what's up, man? I went to the Pink Floyd thing, and how was it? Oh man, it was insane. Wow." And I just have video of him, and he's like, and then like the next day I see him, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he goes, "Dude, were we in like just some retro 70s bar last night?" And I was like, "Yes." you ate all the nachos. And he's like, dude, I was so fucked up high. I was like, no, you were, huh? Because he just like literally, I have a video and he's just like,
Pink Floyd experience, huh?
the Pink Floyd laser experience. Pink Floyd laser experience. Right. Then we're in El Paso and he like pulls out a joint. And I was like,
no
whoa,
bueno.
whoa, you put that way. And he goes, it's legal here. And I go, it is not legal.
Texas.
It's
Not in
not legal
Texas.
here. And he goes, but they're cool. And I was like, they are not cool.
No.
And then my friend was like, he's not from here either. And he starts Googling and he goes, oh, wow, there's a whole list of celebrities who've been arrested in El Paso for weed.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah. I was like, it's legal in New Mexico. It is not legal here. And I was like, I would discreetly do that in the alley. I was like, I would not do that here.
This is not the place for.
Yeah.
So you guys better be careful then when Cheech and Chong are at
El Paso.
El Paso.
Oh,
I think they might have leeway.
I'll tell you.
I think
Okay,
they have
we
leeway.
didn't.
But that's like a generational thing.
So we didn't
They're
meet
like
them.
Totally fine.
We didn't meet them at Comic Palooza last year, but we. I'll tell you a story after this. I'll not tell it on the air because I don't want to. I don't get in trouble. But yeah,
We don't know them that well.
Yeah, but
I don't know what the story is. I'm just.
you do know the story. But yeah, we're gonna finish here. So this weekend,
Yep.
Southwest Comic Book and Creator Showcase, come out, man. Get all those issues that you've been, come leave your issues at home, but come get the issues that you need, right?
And
Is that the slogan?
It is now. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many great, art. Like you can get so many things signed, right?
Yeah, ton of artists. You can get original art. Like a lot of the stuff isn't, super crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Just talking to them, I think is always good. They've got a ton of great stories. They've worked on a ton of stuff that you may not be aware of. So definitely, it's definitely worth checking out. I hope.
I'm excited.
Chris is going to have an extra VIP pass on Friday because I can't make it.
Maybe somebody will want to go. We'll see.
Right?
We'll see.
I
With
wish
that,
I could, but
thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a long time in coming. We should have had you on before. Maybe before the next year when we'll have you on again.
Sure.
So, or you have something coming out before this comic book launches. Do you know when it's going to come out?
So, excuse me, man. So the Kickstarter we've made it through. So that'll get sent out to everybody this month, and then it's just waiting for a publisher. So.
Oh, and that's the hard part, right? Like,
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
Looks amazing. I don't know about the writing. I can't speak to that. I'm just kidding. But we're
Pictures are
excited.
nice though.
Pictures are nice. Does everybody go? You show them, and they go, "Oh, you drew this?" I go, "No, I write it." And they go, "Oh."
Yes, that's the one of the big things it shows is people are like, "Oh, you did this?" I'm like, "I wrote it." And they're like, "Oh, cool."
Oh. And you're like, "That's the fucking important part, asshole." You're like, because that's the meat of it. That's where you're like, I like that show. You like it because of the writing, a-hole, right?
Yep.
But anyway, we're
If
excited.
I just wanted to see all these actors parade around, I could just go to a modeling show.
Right. Exactly. But anyway, we got to get out of here. Thank you, Mark, for being on the show. Thank you, Smiley. Thank you guys for watching. With that,
We are 10 drink minimum.